Welcome to Bellyflop, where you either make a splash, an ass out of yourself, or both. I am Alex.
And I'm CW. Welcome to the show. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Bellyflop.
What's going on?
Just another fun Sunday afternoon hanging out. So, I have to bring it up. What the hell was your child watching last night? A hot dog going to school with humans as a cartoon.
Pinky Malinky.
No, that's just weird.
Yes, trust me, I get it. It's hot. The cartoons that he watches are absurd.
Like, what happened to, like, Scooby-Doo or even, like, Darkwing Duck?
Well, DuckTales came back, so maybe Darkwing Duck's got a chance, but the cartoons that are out today are just so outlandish, and there's so many of them. I mean, they're on Netflix watching these things, and they'll randomly start watching something new, and you're like, what are you watching? What is happening here? He's got one, it's a cupcake and a dinosaur nugget. It's what it looks like, and they like provide general services to people. So they'll like clean people's not those
general
kind of
services. That's a very broad topic.
Not that kind of general services. They like clean pools or whatever. It's just
so a chicken nugget can clean the pool.
It's a chicken nugget with a headband on.
What the fuck have I done with my life? These people are making money
and a cupcake.
And a cupcake.
They're like best friends. I don't know.
I mean, I enjoy a good cupcake.
Well, yeah, the cupcakes are delicious, but these I don't. You got to picture that last night for the first time. It was it's an interesting show.
Well, first off, the hot dog, which I'm assuming was Pinky
Malinky,
was wearing jeans or some type of like bottoms.
Yeah, probably.
Which, in my mind, made it look like a Nexium pill from back in the day when they had Nexium ads. So my initial thought was, what the hell are they letting their kid watch?
Yeah, that show is, I don't know. It's not terrible, I guess. It tries to teach some lessons, but it's just, the shows are just terrible. You got that one. You got Cupcake and Dino. You've got, there's just a plethora of these. Ben 10, which isn't terrible, but it's just a weird one. The list goes on. And they're nothing like what I don't know what happened to the basic cartoons we used to watch.
Like Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I don't even see that on TV anymore. Well, that's probably not allowed. This show's violence.
Most of the shows, if you watch, like, what Nickelodeon used to put out, like, and you see the, on Facebook, the hidden meanings of the cartoons, like Rocco. I used to love some Rocco's Modern Life back in the day. Rocco's Modern Life while eating some Dunkaroos. That was the shit back in the day.
Dunkaroos.
And like then you like see the stills of the cartoons, and you're like, holy shit! Rocco was like a phone sex operator.
Yes.
And you're like, really? That was a thing.
So, but like, I wonder if our parents thought the same way like I feel about our cartoon, like my kids' cartoons. Like, I'm watching his cartoons, and they don't have anything like that going on that I've noticed. But, like, they're just bizarre. Like, a hot dog living amongst... Like, his parents are human? Like, I don't understand what happened there. But, like, Rocco was a dog, so I guess that's... I think...
our parents probably were just happy we were leaving them alone.
Yeah. Well, then you got Ren and Stimpy from when we were kids. It was a crazy one.
Yep.
But, I don't know. I just feel like the shows today are just weird. Like, yeah, that one had, like, hidden things happening in our shows, but, like, Ren and Stimpy was pretty weird, now that you think about it.
In hindsight.
But, I don't know, like, just... Whatever happened to, like, Marvin the Martian and Tweety Bird and Sylvester and then Tom and Jerry and those guys?
Last night, your wife brought up Doug. I did not even think of Doug.
Doug and Skeeter.
Yep.
And what was his love interest name? Patty. I can't remember. It was Patty.
Patty
something.
Literally had completely forgot about Doug. And then last night after I got home, the stupid theme song was stuck in my head for a solid 30 minutes after I thought about it.
Well, that's what happens with these.
And I would put the music in here, but we cannot afford that royalty fee. So, sorry guys, Google it.
That's what happens with these new cartoons, though, is like their little jingles are catchy. Like the Pink and Malinky song, and then the Cupcake and Dino General Services song. Like they get caught in your head, and all of a sudden you're just humming it. You're like, what the hell's wrong with me?
Yeah. Hey, I remember, like, you know, when Mickey Mouse Clubhouse was the thing. Like when your kid was like
when
2.
Parker was watching that one.
And I was constantly, like, I would, you know, I was 33 then, 32 then. And that song constantly got stuck in my head, and I'm like, I hate my life.
That's a weird song anyway. The hot dog song?
Yeah. Maybe it's just a hot dog thing.
Yeah, maybe there's something about cartoons and hot dogs. But we had Cat Dog growing up. That was an interesting one. Half cat, half dog.
I remember He-Man back in the day.
He-Man the cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah. There was some good ones, like
Thundercats.
Thundercats. And then there was the Transformers cartoons, which were good.
And I feel like that's something that's kind of constantly stuck around where it's Transformers.
We've kept that one's kept relevance, but now they've got Rescue Bots, which is the Transformers cartoon. But there was another show. It was like Transformers, but they were like animals, dinosaurs. I used to watch it all the time, and I cannot think of
Dinobots?
No. Was it Dynamorphs? No. Animorphs was the books where the kids morphed into animals. Those were always good. I cannot think of what it's called. We got the power of the internet here. Should be able to look it up.
You know, if only it was that easy.
But I used to watch it all the time when you got home from school or early in the morning before school. There were like dinosaurs and stuff that would morph into...
Dinobots.
Is that what it was called?
Are an Autobot subgroup from Generation 1.
Is that it?
Thank you, Wikipedia.
That can't be right. Oh, Dino Bits is not what I meant to search.
That's a different website.
Yeah, I'll put that down. Anyway, that was a show that I used to love. It was a cartoon. Somebody out there might remember what it was actually called. Dinobots doesn't sound right, but who knows. But yeah, the kids, I don't know. I guess it was probably the same for our parents. The cartoons we were watching were nothing like the Tom and Jerry's and stuff
I just
that
remember
they were
like
watching.
Beavis and Butthead. I was completely not allowed to watch Beavis and Butthead. And my parents did not filter. Like, I was like an 8-year-old watching Jaws at like 11 o'clock at night. Like, they did not care. But Beavis and Butthead was a hard no.
Beavis and Butthead was interesting. I don't remember. I watched it, but I don't remember hardly any of it. I mean, I can picture their faces, but the Great Tornholio. That was an MTV show. You had Daria, and then South Park came out on Comedy Central, I think, is where it came out originally, which that one really took off. That was because when we were older, though.
Oh, yeah.
Not as like a
You
kid.
could actually enjoy the jokes. And
Yeah, when the jokes, they were funny. But I don't know. Cartoons today are just bizarre.
I don't get it.
And there's like a billion of them. Like, I remember we had to wait till like Saturday morning to watch cartoons.
Back in the day, it was like literally like a team of people would draw out the cartoons. And now it's like a team of people who are sketching it on a iPad that magically makes it
Move. They don't have to draw every single movement. Yeah, I don't know. Animation's pretty crazy.
I don't get it
nowadays, but
I do know last night for a solid 45 minutes I watched a hot dog on TV.
yeah, I think he did.
Run
watch
around
about
with his
3
group of
episodes.
human friends, and he has human parents.
It's well, at least he has parents. The
True.
cartoons we watched, they didn't even have.
Yeah, they didn't have
parents.
parents. Yeah, craziness.
Yeah, it's interesting, but that kind of leads into. So thinking about cartoons from when we were kids, what was your favorite cartoon as a show? Not necessarily the character. We'll talk about that in a minute. But what was your favorite cartoon to watch?
Well, I used to love Scooby Doo. I still would actually watch Scooby Doo if it came on like Netflix or I'm flipping through whatever streaming service, and like there's a Scooby Doo. If you're bored and there's nothing else on. Oh, I watch Scooby Doo. I mean,
I would've got away with it too.
Compared to like Law and Order and
Yeah.
everything else that is on right now. I mean,
Scooby Doo was a good one.
if it came down between the news and Scooby Doo all day.
I think Scooby Doo was a good one, Probably one of my favorites, which was an old show, I feel like, when we were kids, but Roadrunner.
Yeah.
And just him going after Wile E. Coyote, or Wile E. Coyote trying to go after him and getting the end of it every time. I always watched that growing up. And then Tom and Jerry was probably my favorite show.
My nephew is 3, and he still loves Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, they have reruns on TV, just like marathons.
Tom and Jerry's back now, apparently.
Yeah, but Tom and Jerry was probably my favorite cartoon growing up as a little kid. And then when we got older and you got into like the Dinobots or whatever it was called, probably something else came along and was more of my favorite. But what I remember is Tom and Jerry was probably my favorite. But neither one would qualify as my favorite cartoon character. So, I don't know. Like my favorite cartoon character, I don't know why. I couldn't even explain it to you. Marvin the Martian was always my favorite. I had like a keychain that was Marvin the Martian. Probably still have it.
You have an ass tattoo, don't you? You just don't want anyone to know about it.
Do not have it. That could be a good tattoo to get. There's not a whole lot of things I want tattooed on my body. But
I think a bottle of bourbon, it could happen.
Marvin the Martian. That would be the way to go. But I don't know. What about you?
Oh, I'm odd. Like I used to love Scooby Doo. I love like all like the Disney crap back in the day. My favorite actual cartoon character is Snoopy.
Snoopy.
I love Snoopy.
Yeah, from the Charlie Brown.
Yeah, but I will say from a big dude perspective, Garfield is actually now one of my heroes because he could just constantly eat and
I forgot about Garfield.
live life. Yeah,
but he's back. Like the kids are watching him on Netflix. They've got a whole bunch of newer, updated animated series with Garfield, and they're kind of funny. I've sat and watched with them.
How does it compare to the old?
It's different, but typical him. I mean, he's this lazy, lethargic cat that eats lasagna. I mean, it's Garfield, and he's hating on his dog friend Otis. Odie. And then there's like another cat now. I don't remember if he was around back in the day, but there's another cat involved.
Do they still put toys like in like used to, like I remember like you could get like a Disney toy or like a Hanna-Barbera or whatever in like your Happy Meal.
Yeah, they put toys in there.
They still put like themed
Disney
toys
stuff
like that in the Happy Meal?
Yeah, like a lot of it lately. It's usually Disney related. So like you've got Minions or Cars or whatever. It's always usually related to that.
Yeah, I remember during the McMillions on Netflix, they were talking about how much Disney would pay for these promotions, and it was just insane how much Disney would pay to put a Frozen toy in a kid's Happy Meal.
Frozen toy in a Happy Meal. Yeah, which kids want to hang on to forever. That's like when I'm helping the kids like clean things up, or I get sick of looking at it and I clean it up myself. All the McDonald's toys end up in the trash can.
Oh yeah, I fully agree with that.
Them. They'll keep them forever and play them.
They just go into like a bucket or a tub.
I'm always throwing them out because they're just cheap pieces of crap.
Oh, 100%. Get rid of it.
But the one thing I remember coming in Happy Meals, and it was the huge. But the big thing when we were growing up was coming in Happy Meal was TY Beanie Babies. Do you remember those things?
Oh, you had to have Beanie Babies.
I swear my mom would go and buy, because I think you could just buy the Beanie Babies from there. And that created like that massive craze, this collector's edition. Everybody would have these.
People were paying like major money.
Yeah. And then eBay kind of became a thing, and that's when it really blew up. But like I swear my mom's closet, she had just bags of every single TY Beanie Baby that was out there. I'm pretty sure that we had them all at one point. I don't know what she did with them. I don't know if they still exist.
They are still in a closet somewhere.
Maybe. They've been downsizing, so I don't know. Maybe not. But it was just, I just remember that was like the big hot toy.
They are now at a Goodwill somewhere.
But has there ever been another toy like that in a McDonald's Happy Meal?
No.
Not since I've had kids.
No.
And they've been eating McDonald's. Don't hate on me as a parent. If you're a parent, you know McDonald's is the savior. So if you're not a parent yet and you're saying, I'll never feed my kid McDonald's, bullshit. You'll feed your kid McDonald's. Trust me. That's just a parent rant.
You got to bribe the kids. I mean, that's what happens.
And kids love McDonald's. And so do I, by the way.
Marketing is powerful stuff.
Yes, it is. And McDonald's is good at that.
Okay. speaking of McDonald's, let's talk fast food. What's your go-to fast food?
The best fast food, and this is not even a debate, I don't care what anybody says, is Chick-fil-A. Now, the only kicker or the point against them is they're not open on Sundays or whatever because, whatever. But that's the best fast food on the planet.
I'll give you that.
I don't know how it's a debate.
I love some good Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, a 12-count nugget meal, waffle fries, little Polynesian sauce.
More of a barbecue sauce guy,
Can't beat the Polynesian. It's good.
But
But I'm a sweet and sour
their
sauce guy from
sriracha
anywhere.
sauce is pretty good too.
I haven't tried that.
It's nice.
Well, Polynesian is their sweet and sour, and that's my go-to no matter where I am. So.
Okay.
So Chick-fil-A is the number one clear-cut winner. But who would come second? Because that's really what we're trying
Well, I
to
feel
figure
like
out here.
everyone has like their specific go-to. I mean, like some people swear by McDonald's. Some people love some BK. I'm sure if you're listening and you're on the West Coast, you have In-N-Out Burger. Sorry, we don't have that.
Or Whataburger.
Whataburger, Red Robin.
But is Red Robin really fast
I don't
food?
qualify that as fast food. If you have to go in and wait, that's not fast
That's
food.
more like a... I don't know. It's kind of like an Applebee's type thing to me.
Yeah,
But,
makes sense.
But so who's your after Chick-fil-A?
Or like if I am on if I'm just like by myself and it's Sunday and Chick-fil-A is closed because that is obviously the day you want Chick-fil-A
every time.
is Sunday. I'm probably gonna go to Wendy's.
Oh, see, I'm a big Wendy's fan, except they just suck at putting an order together.
Okay,
Like
I'll give you that.
every Wendy's around us is just horrible. So you go, you get your food. Like I was a big spicy chicken fan. That was my sandwich. Spicy chicken, the meal, large fry, large Coke. Well, you get that, and you get home, and the box of fries is like half full. They're soft and mushy. They're not nice and crisp. Good French fries. Now, I do like their newer fries over their old ones, the thicker ones, if they cook them right. So Wendy's would probably be my number 2 too if they could get their shit together. But I'm gonna have to go McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah, that's my backup.
Now I will say, from a French fry perspective, McDonald's all day.
Yeah. I mean, is that still a debate that who has the best
No.
French fries? I don't know, but you know who never gets talked about in the best French fry debate is Chick-fil-A, and their waffle fries are delicious. Now, I don't know if they're as good, and maybe they don't count as a French fry because they're a waffle fry. I don't know, but they're never in that debate. It's usually Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, and the other one that never gets talked about is Arby's. Their curly fries.
Curly fries are good stuff.
Oh man, that's good stuff too. That's a fast food place I forgot about.
Yeah.
Arby's is pretty good, but
I have a coworker who was craving something like a milkshake the other day, and DQ around here is not a common option. If it is, there's like 50 cars in line in the summer.
yeah,
So Arby's, they have a dreamsicle shake.
oh,
It was. I mean,
see, my go-to for shakes around here is Midway.
yeah.
It's good stuff, but that's because we order them at work.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but yeah, if I'm by myself, I like a good McDonald's cheeseburger.
So when you go through the drive-thru with the kids, you're getting an order. Kids are getting an order.
Yep.
The wife,
She's not a big McDonald's fan.
I didn't see that.
She prefers Wendy's. She usually gets like a baked potato and a chili. Which, I don't know. Chili's to me.
I will say in winter, I'm not a big chili guy, but I will say in the winter, like get a nice baked potato from Wendy's. I mean, it's an uncommon fast food option.
Yeah, I love chili. I don't like Wendy's chili. It's
Yeah.
kind of meh to me. But Wendy's is good if they just get their act together.
Also, outlier in the fast food world, Fazoli's.
Oh, fast food Italian. That's a winner, too. I mean,
I've discovered this in March for lockdown quarantine. Grubhub at my office.
At Jessica, we used to get Fazoli's a lot, and they did away with my favorite dish, which was like their little sampler platter, but it was spicy. So it was a spicy sampler platter. Well, they don't serve that anymore. They just do the regular
Fazoli's,
platter.
bring it back.
But you can add hot sauce.
It's not the same,
but it still works. But that's so on this topic of food. I got an interesting topic of food, and one of the fast food chains is kind of where this is coming from. But so Burger King came out with this Impossible Burger.
Yeah, the Impossible Whopper.
Yeah, which is not meat. It's like a plant-based something like that. I don't know much about it. Apparently, it's got a lot of chemicals in it. They're terrible for you for what's been coming out. I don't know for sure, but so I was reading an article in a magazine, which I do a lot the other day, talking about lab-grown meat. So not plant-based substitute, but actual meat, so that they harvest cells from a real cow, and then they grow that meat in a lab. So I want to get your take on this, because like they were just cooking. So like I guess this has really gotten to the point where they actually cook the meat. So they just cooked a $325,000 hamburger.
Is it Wagyu?
So it actually is Wagyu. And so what they're saying is the future of this market is those premium meats like Wagyu, bluefin tuna, these really expensive meats. They can produce those. You can catch one fish, one tuna, and harvest just a little bit of cells, and you're able to produce tons of fish out of that. So it's kind of like if you brew beer, you get a yeast starter, and you basically kind of use that. You kind of make a starter that you use a little bit of every time, right? So it's this kind of starter. So you do the same thing with the meat. You get the cells, and you kind of grow this little starter set. You just take a little bit and you plant it.
That's going to be a tough sell.
But I think so. What the article was talking, they interviewed a couple of the people involved in the different companies that are doing this stuff, and they were talking about, they're not there yet to where it's going to be mainstream because it costs way too much. Like right now, a chicken nugget still costs about $50 to produce, one chicken nugget grown in a lab, but it's a real piece of chicken. Like it's not.
Some artificial.
It's not a piece of plant, soy base, or whatever. It's actually a piece of chicken, but you didn't have to kill the chicken to get it. You just had to take a little bit of cells out of the chicken. So what they've actually learned in this, so they used to take it from a dead animal.
Okay.
Which is weird. But so they were having to kill the animal still, which is the whole reason this is coming up is to try to prevent, PETA, all that stuff. Prevent killing animals in this mass farming of animals where you got 1 million chickens in a barn and it's disgusting and all that stuff. So they're trying to figure out how to do this without that kind of thing, but still produce enough food for the 8 billion people on this planet. So they've figured out they don't have to take it from a slaughtered animal. They can literally just
take some cells.
They basically take some meat out of like the hip of a cow, and then they can grow. They can use that protein and grow.
Well, they need to
meat.
grow to actually.
And so, like, they're using Wagyu now. Like, that's what they're growing. They're growing Wagyu. I want to taste it, but obviously I'm not going to spend $300,000 for a hamburger. But I'm interested to see how it goes. But I think it would be an interesting thing if it could cut back on, the number of these chicken farms and all this stuff. And apparently it's a clean environment, too. You think about it, you're growing it in a lab. It's a clean place. I just don't know how it works. Like, does it grow just like a big pot of meat? Like, how does it...
More research on that.
Yeah,
We're going to need more research.
What does it look like? I don't know. The article is pretty good. It's in Popular Mechanics if you guys want to check it out.
But the question is, I probably prefer someone in a lab making my food to the people you see at sometimes working the fast food window.
Yeah, well, they're still going to be handling it. But the meat would just come from somebody in a lab rather than some hilljack out in the boonies cutting the cow up.
Okay.
No offense to farmers. Farmers keep the world running. But
100%.
That's what I picture when I think of somebody slaughtering a cow, even though it's not how it usually happens. Because they're happening in... It's not one guy. It's a big, industrial complex now. to deal with meat and cattle. But anyway, I thought it was an interesting article, and Burger King's doing their Impossible Whopper, which I guess is doing well. I don't know.
I have not had one.
I don't know anyone who has.
But my mother has had one, and she loved it.
Really? I'm assuming they've been making like black bean burgers and all this other stuff for so long. It couldn't have been that hard to come up with something that tastes good.
No, you just have to add the right amount of
I don't know
chemicals
if
for
it
flavor.
Tastes like meat though.
I think it's the texture. I think the texture
Yeah.
is what they're going for.
Which that's what in the article they're talking about that $325,000 burger didn't have the fat and the juiciness of an actual burger because the person who grew
that
it
would be $350,000.
Yeah. Well, the guy said, we weren't going for perfection. We were just trying to prove you could do it. But anyway, it was an interesting topic, and with Burger King trying to do I could see fast food companies really buying in if they can get that price of developing that meat down, grown in a lab, where the fast food company could control that meat, and it's going to be the same every single time. Because they're trying to do that anyway. Consistency is the key to any restaurant business, but now they would have full control over that. I think it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the future. They said they're not far from burgers being available, like 1 to 2 years, where they could probably mass produce hamburger.
Okay, everyone, look out at Costco in 2 years, possibly. You have no clue what you may be buying.
I'm assuming it's going to be labeled, but anyway,
Hopefully.
it'll be interesting. See how it plays out.
Okay, so I saw something earlier scrolling on Instagram. If you were packing for a road trip and you had no limits on what you wanted, what would you get? It's basically a meme that said every road trip snack gathering should look like a 5-year-old or a 5th grader did it.
Well, I don't disagree with that.
So what's your go-to road trip? I mean, you just drove to Florida with your family about a month ago.
Yeah, North Carolina too. Problem is, I'm kind of being healthy right now, so my road trip snacks wouldn't be that delicious.
Okay, well, fuck that. What would you get if you wanted something? Okay, yeah, healthy options too. Give us the healthy options.
So, right now, almonds are my go-to, which aren't that healthy. I mean, depending on what you're trying to do with your health, but almonds are great, easy to eat too. You get a big bag, pop them. My go-to though, all the time, and my wife hates it, is sunflower seeds. Shelled. I like them in the shell. So I got to crack that shell and spit it in a bottle, and she hates it. But I love it until I can't taste anything for 3 days because there's so much salt. But sunflower seeds are a go-to. I mean, chips, obviously. Any type of chip
See,
is good.
I love Slim Jims.
Oh, those are delicious.
I mean, like you go to a gas station and you just like filled up for the trip, and you're like, well, hell, I might as well go ahead and get a couple Slim Jims.
Yeah.
Maybe a Snickers.
Oh, Snickers are
Some
good.
gum. And I normally do not drink regular soda. I don't drink a lot of soda now anyway. But you put me in the car for an extended period of time, I need full octane Coca-Cola. I need real Dr. Pepper and a bottle of water to balance it out. Possibly a Frappuccino if there's a good option there at the Sheetz or the Speedway or whatever the gas station is you're stopping at. But I mean, I'm like 100 grand bars. It's not healthy. I mean, but I'm embarrassed whenever I roll up and arrive somewhere to empty my car.
All the wrappers.
It's like this fucker's either obese, diabetic, like gonna kill over as soon as he gets out of the car.
Yeah, I mean, I'm that way. I like Snickers is good. If I'm driving, it's like it's got to be something that's easy to eat. Candy bars are easy. Chips are a little messy, and you got to kind of reach in the bag. But salt and vinegar chips, a
Grease
Coca-Cola.
on the steering wheel, I can't do it.
Yeah, a Coca-Cola, which I'm not drinking as many of anymore. Yeah, water's always good now, for sure. But, regular Coke, anything other than regular Coke is trash. So that's just a fact, period. If it's a soda or pop, whatever you want to call it, and it's not Coca-Cola or Mountain Dew occasionally, the rest of it can go in the trash can.
Mountain Dew.
I like a Mountain Dew.
Can't do it.
I don't drink hardly any of it now because I drank so much in high school, but it's a good one every now and again.
That caffeine boost. Getting all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. Hopped up on Mountain Dew.
Hopped up on Mountain Dew.
But Mountain Dew and Coca-Cola, if Coca-Cola could acquire Mountain Dew from Pepsi, maybe trade Mellow Yellow, which is trash, Coca-Cola would be the dominant drink manufacturer, which they already are, but with Mountain Dew in their stable, they'd be the number one. Guaranteed.
Leaps and bounds.
Yeah, way above. I mean, they're already way. If somebody says, if I go to a restaurant, which we've had this happen a lot when we eat together, and I ask for a Coke, and they say, "Is Pepsi okay?" I always want to do, "Is fake money okay?" I mean, I don't want your Pepsi bullshit. That's not real drink. That's shit water. It's disgusting. It's terrible. And anybody who disagrees is wrong.
Everyone, you have heard it in here first. Alex has taken a stand against Pepsi.
Yeah, Pepsi sucks. And anybody who disagrees, totally wrong.
It's done. It's out there.
Yeah.
Prove him wrong.
You won't. Never happened.
I prefer Coca-Cola, so I can't say anything.
Never happened. But, yeah, road trip, I mean, whatever. The kids are
Maybe
always
some beef jerky.
Oh, beef jerky is probably
The beef
top.
jerky is not cheap. I mean, you pay like $6 or $7 for a
like 4 ounces.
3-ounce bag at the gas station, and you open it up and you're like, what the hell did I buy?
You pull out like 3 pieces, and you're like, oh, but beef jerky it's probably the top road trip snack.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
It's so good. And there's so many different brands. There's some really good ones. And there's some really bad ones.
Kraft beef jerky is a thing now.
Oh, I'm sure it's good, too.
Oh, I mean, it has to be.
I mean,
the price bar is already set.
yeah. Why not make it Kraft?
Make it Kraft, make it a little bit more expensive. I mean, really, if you're looking at it between like $6 and $8, I mean, you're not noticing a huge difference.
There's a brand out there. It's like a yellow label with red writing. I don't know what it. My wife loves it too, and it's far and away the best beef jerky. It's good stuff. But that's probably that. Sunflower seeds are probably my top travel snacks.
I'm still sticking with a Snickers and a Coke.
That's good too. Good choices. Good choices.
I mean, you can't really go wrong.
No, I mean it's whatever you like, but that has to be those 4 at the top for sure. A Snickers bar, sunflower seeds, beef jerky, and a Coca-Cola in a car.
And you're good.
Going down the road, especially heading to somewhere fun, hopefully.
Safely, wearing a mask.
Well, not in the car. Don't be those.
No, don't wear your mask in the car unless you're with people you do not know. But then why are they in your car?
Yeah, exactly. Don't be that person.
But it looks like we've hit the time limit. We're getting the red light to wrap it up. So everyone, have a great week. Take it easy. Stay safe.
And we'll see you next time.